Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Speeding?
No, it's because your intro sucks. Please step out onto the curbside.
Welcome to another week of the Curbside Podcast, the podcast where we talk about cars and everything to do with cars. My name is Jeff. I drive a 2004 Honda S2000, and I am your Southern Californian Taiwanese American.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Jeff? What's up, everyone? My name's Parth. I drive a 2016 M3, living up here in the quarantined NorCal Bay Area. A week or a month. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while.
I don't remember the days anymore, dude.
Seriously.
Hey, I'm Andrew. I drive a 2015 Subaru BRZ and a 2014 Evo 10 MR. And we have a guest today. One of my buddies, Mike from Cal Poly. He's joining us today. He works for Czinger Cars, and he's an engineer for them. So, Mike, if you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hey, yeah, so like Andrew said, my name's Mike. Just to key on with everybody else, I drive a 2012 Genesis Coupe, the 2-liter turbo. Coming at you guys from Hermosa Beach down in LA County. So like Andrew said, I'm an engineer and work for Czinger Automotive and Divergence. And I've been at them for over 2 years now. It'll be 3 years coming in August, I guess, now.
Wow.
Did you graduate before me?
I think we graduated at the same time. I'm not sure.
I took an extra lap.
Maybe I graduated a little early.
No, you're smarter than me. Okay.
Shoot. So you got the job right after college?
Yeah, I started off as an intern and immediately got moved full time.
Oh, sweet. What was the company like at that time?
Oh, small. Not a lot of people. Small companies mean you got to do a lot of things.
But then you also get a lot out of it, too, if you stick with it, and they stick with it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if it gets real big, you'd be like, I was there when it started.
Yeah. I'm an OG. I was here before all of you.
Yeah, exactly. So what's it like working at a car company?
At a car company in general, it's fun and pretty challenging. Like, there's a lot of really cool engineering challenges that you get to put your hands on and be responsible for, which is fun.
Right.
Just kind of like, as a mechanical engineer, it's like your wet dream. Like, you get to do all sorts of different mechanical stuff. You don't get stuck just doing like HVAC or just stuck doing, I don't know, electrical connector design. You can get involved in all sorts of different things. If it's gears you like, if it's drive shafts. If you do like HVAC, you can still do that too.
Yeah,
I would hate to be just stuck designing a door handle for a mass-produced car.
Yeah, real quick shout out to our buddy Justin Miller.
Yeah.
He probably had his dream job right now.
So did you do engineering out of Cal Poly, Mike?
Yeah, I studied mechanical engineering, got my undergrad there, and I also did a minor in physics.
Dang. Dude.
Okay, wow. So you're smart.
The math people.
He's
dude,
real
I
smart,
can't do
man.
that.
Everyone at Cal Poly was a genius except me.
So did you always have the intention of going into a car company?
Not particularly. I mean, I always loved cars and motorsports, and I did a automotive club in college, so it was pretty natural to go there. And I guess my love of cars was sort of the motivating factor why I studied mechanical. But I don't necessarily it doesn't have to be cars, but it has been a nice fit.
I mean, it seems super cool. When you first got the job, did you know what you were making at the time?
I had an idea because during the interview process, you ask the guy who's interviewing you about the company, what they're doing, and things like that. So I kind of had an idea, but I didn't know to the full extent of what I was going to be involved with.
Oh, okay, because you guys are making a spaceship of a car. Right
Yeah,
now.
that thing looks sick, man. Holy
Thanks.
cow.
Yeah, pretty proud of it. It's cool.
Real quick, which car club were you in on campus?
I did the super mileage car.
Oh,
so basically, we participated in what's called the Shell Eco Marathon. You build a prototype car and try and get as much miles to the gallon as you can get. My best year that we hit, we had 1,200 or 1,400, somewhere between there.
1,400
miles a gallon.
I mean, that was only good for fourth place. There were schools from Toronto who were upwards of 2,000.
Holy shit. Wait, why are we doing electric cars then? So somebody tell me this?
Yeah, they look like little, I don't know, bobsled type things. Like the driver's laying down perfectly inclined, and It's pretty cool. It was all about lightweight and aero, so lots of composites and smallest displacement engine you could get. Yeah, it was fun.
How's it been at Czinger so far then?
It's been a lot of fun too. Like the things you get involved with, and being in a small company like Czinger, you get a lot of responsibilities, which is really exciting, but it's also a huge challenge. So it's a ton of work. You're putting in lots and lots of hours. You go home, you're still thinking about it. You bring your laptop with you, and you're still working on stuff. Pull like 60 to 80 hours a week easy.
Ugh.
Sometimes it's like cool and not that cool sometimes when you have to bring work home. Like if it's like a cool project that you're excited about, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm super down to keep working on it. But when it sucks, you're like, oh, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So what exactly was your role at the company then?
So I work in the powertrain team. My boss is the lead propulsion scientist and director of powertrain systems. But being a startup company, you wear a lot of hats. So I've dabbled in the electrical system as well as integration of the powertrain and the hybrid system.
Wow.
I'm guessing there's a huge team working on that sort of thing.
It's actually not a very large team at all. It's pretty small, and it's pretty surprisingly small if you actually knew how many people are typically working on an OEM.
Yeah.
So our CEO has a philosophy of keeping teams as small as possible, just because you communicate better and you can really focus on whatever it is your task is.
Mm-hmm. That being said, are you like in contact with literally like everyone at the company, like even up to the CEO, like top guys? You're in contact with them all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. You talk with pretty much everybody in the company on a weekly basis.
That's pretty cool.
CEO, VPs, directors, and just plain old engineers like me.
Are you friends with Mr. Czinger?
Yeah.
Czinger.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily like to say friends. It's very much a working relationship, but sure, yeah. I mean, I see him and interact with him pretty much every day, and his desk is right behind mine.
Oh, shit.
Oh, dang, that's pretty cool. Yeah, if you're like working at Toyota, you're not going to meet Mr. Toyota
Ever.
most. But I think the crazy thing about Czinger, it's a brand new from the ground up startup, right?
Yes, it is.
I think the car they came out with, though, like the car you guys worked on and came out with, it does not look like it was made by a startup. Like sometimes you could tell, or in a car is like, this is made in a shed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even like the first Pagani kind of looked kind of concept-y.
Yeah, the intent is that this is it. This is the fully functional car, not just the empty shell concept. Like obviously, because you've seen the pictures and the video releases.
Right.
But we've got a really talented group of engineers, all come from different places like OEMs or aerospace, bringing a lot of good talent.
So I'm gonna ask you a question that we're all dying to hear. You guys probably have like production models or like test models. Have you gotten to sit in one yet?
Oh, I've sat in them, but I have not driven any, and I'm too
Not yet.
afraid to drive one. I do not have enough insurance to cover that.
Have you sat in one while somebody else has been driving it?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. They're gonna give you like a company car or something, because like you're
Yeah,
working
Czinger
for them.
company.
A
A
squad
Yeah.
of 21Cs.
Are you curious at all? Like that would kill me if like you worked on this car and you haven't sat or like just haven't felt what you made.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be exciting for sure, and maybe one day I'd love to do it, but I don't think I'm committed to that yet.
Damn, like, because like,
How do you know what you've made works?
Yeah.
Well, we have an in-house test driver who's taking
Okay.
it on laps, so we know that the things are working. We're working through bugs as any developing car is.
Wow.
So I've gotten the pleasure of seeing it go around a track.
So
That's
I
awesome.
also heard that like through all the media outlets that are reporting on it, that you guys are using divergent 3D printing. I think a lot of us are familiar with what 3D printing is, but what is the divergent part of it that makes it stand out from the rest?
There's definitely a special thing that Divergent is doing in the 3D printing space, because obviously anybody can buy a printer, but
right.
our sort of way that we do it and have employed the printers is more special than just some guy who has a couple $1 million to buy himself something.
And that's classified information.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is Divergent a company or just like the process?
Divergent is the company.
Oh, okay.
That's like the mother company.
Oh, I thought it was a process. Oh, okay. Interesting. See, that's why we have you on, to make sure we get all information straight.
So I've seen pictures of the inside of this car, and it looks insane.
Yeah, it's pretty gorgeous.
Honestly, if you without the body shell, it looks better than with the body shell on.
Yeah.
And those things are only possible because of whatever the heck is you guys are doing special.
The additive manufacturing really opens up the door for creativity and makes things pretty cool.
And when you guys 3D print, it's not just, well, when I think of 3D printing, I think of plastics.
Yeah, same.
We do use and employ some plastic printing stuff, but most of the core of what we're doing is all metals.
3D printing metal.
So that's part of the thing is multi-material. So this has opened up basically allowed us to use different materials wherever they're more ideal to use them. Mm-hmm. So a lot of cars printed metal, and then we join it together with some carbon pieces where it needs carbon.
Damn. That's crazy, dude.
Okay, so I'm seeing online here, 1,250 horsepower, power to weight is 1.03. 950 just from the engine?
That's insane, dude. And what the engine's like, what, 2.8 V8?
Yeah, 2.88, so basically 2.9.
Holy shit.
I would love to ask you how you did that, but I know I can't ask you that.
You'd have to kill you.
So, I'm just wondering, do they tell you this before you start working on it, or do they do they come up with hey, we need this car to make this much horsepower?
Targets?
Yeah, the targets are driven from upper management. So they basically have the dream and the vision, and they delineate that down to you as the targets.
Are there any nights you were pulling out your hair trying to meet those targets?
Always, yeah. I mean, whenever something special like this happens, it's always a big challenge. And it takes a lot of effort and a lot of, I don't know how I'm going to get this done, but you just keep pounding away at it and you figure out a way.
Well, it's worth it because it definitely got a lot of people's attention, that's for sure.
Yeah. And speaking about that, as we all know, Geneva got canceled this year, but were you guys working up to the hour of the reveal, or was it done days or weeks ahead of that, or was it
essentially we were working up until the hour of when the car had to ship to Geneva.
Holy shit.
Oh, shoot.
Because obviously it takes some time to get over there, so once the car leaves, there's only so much more you can do.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, so
super tight deadlines then.
Absolutely. Very aggressive time scales.
Are you allowed to say, when did this development start? Did it start when you got there already, or, did it start after you got there?
It had already been in development since before I had gotten on.
When did they start, if you can say?
I'm not exactly sure when they first began, inception of the whole idea, but it was at least a couple of years before me.
But still, that's what would you say? Less than 10 years, and they developed something like this?
Oh yeah, less than 10 years.
That's crazy. The LFA
really
took what,
20 years or something?
Yeah, 15 years or something like that. So was it was the 3D printing and all that stuff kind of the driving factor to make this car? Because I know that's the unique part about this car, So it's 3D printing. So was that something that Czinger was kind of going after? Was that, hey, show the rest of the world that you can 3D print a car that can literally blow other cars out of the water?
Yeah, essentially that's it. You nailed it.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. It looks so good. It looks really good.
And the 1+1 idea is just kind of crazy. I've never seen it.
So the first time Andrew even sent me a photo of it, he was like, hey, I got a friend that works at Czinger. I'm like, what is Czinger? And he sent me a photo of the car. I was like, holy shit, this thing looks sick, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of times you hear of these upstart the hypercar companies. You're like, how many days will it take for them to go bankrupt?
Exactly.
A lot of vaporware out there.
Do you enjoy working there?
Yeah, I mean it's been a dream. It's awesome. There's always certain things about your job that are more difficult to deal with than others, but on the whole, it's just been awesome.
And you're a car guy. You're a car guy first and foremost, right?
Oh,
so this is
exactly.
This is fantastic for you.
Dude.
Yeah.
We're all jealous. None of us are smart enough, so.
No, we're not. I can't do math to save my life, man. Yeah. So, yeah.
I took Calc 2 twice.
You took Calc 2? I only went up to Calc 1, bro, and I barely passed that.
So let's shift gears a bit. Pun intended. But you say you're a car guy, right? So what got you into cars?
Oh, I can tell you actually the first time I decided that I was a car guy and wanted to basically get into automotive was when I attended the last Grand Prix held in Baltimore. So it was the Baltimore Grand Prix when the IMSA series was still the ALMS series. I got to see the V10 Vipers running around the track against Corvettes, and it knocked my socks off. It was so cool. Seeing them just on actual closed down city streets was the coolest thing in the world.
That sounds insane. Yeah, like live racing is just like the sounds, like the feeling, like you literally feel it in your chest. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Something else.
Yeah,
and then from then on, it was like, I
I'm
like
a car
cars.
guy. Yeah.
This is what I like.
If it goes vroom vroom, I like
does
it.
Does the Genesis tickle all the right spots for you, or are you looking at something else?
He's saving you for a zinger, man.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to him?
Gonna cash out his
now
PTO.
The Genesis is cool.
So is the Czinger now your dream car? Would you say?
It's hard to say. Like something you've been so close with, and like all the work you put into it, you kind of do idolize it a little bit, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I've been around it for years. I see it every single day I go and I see this car.
Has it lost its like spark for you then? Is it not as special as it was when you first started?
You can always get jaded by something, seeing it all the time, but every week at least once I'll come in and I'll see something about it and I'll be like, damn, this is a cool car.
I made this. I was part of this.
I'm sure once you get a ride in it, you'll be like, okay, yep, this is it.
What are you talking about, man? He's gonna get a company car, man. A company Czinger.
Company Czinger. And then if you get it and if it breaks down, you'll know how to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. He'll just pull it up with the jacks in his garage.
Yep. Pull the schematics out of my back pocket. Yep, there it is.
Is there any way, we could get a ride in it?
He hasn't even got a ride in it yet, man. What are you doing?
You could be our first official Curbside podcast car review, and it'll be a 21C.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. For a cool couple $1 million, I could get you a couple rides.
All right, we'll start saving.
Smart man. He's a smart man, man. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, God. No, but thanks for coming on, man. Really do appreciate it. Taking time out of your day. Hope quarantine's treating you well.
Yeah, and you guys as well.
Lots of fun talking about what it's like to work in the car industry.
Yeah.
I mean, be it a very cool car.
Yeah.
I'm very, very blessed to be able to have this opportunity. It's pretty cool.
The car looks pretty cool, and then the specs that we've read looks pretty cool. So keep up the good work that you're doing. So
thanks.
Excited to see it in like actual videos, reviews, and all that stuff when it's finally out.
Yeah, and then we'll have you back on when there's like the 22C
and the 23C.
when you're the new Mr. Czinger, all those. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, well, cool. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Cool. See you, Mike.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, guys.
So that was Andrew's buddy Mike, who's an engineer at Czinger Automotive, a company that definitely seems like it's doing big things. So we'll keep a good eye on them. And with that being said, shall we do our sponsored break?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. All right, welcome to our sponsored break.
Sponsor.
Partially sponsored by
ourselves.
Yay.
And you guys can check us out. Quick Google search, type in the Curbside Podcast. You'll find everything. Check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. All of them are Curbside Podcast except for Twitter. Curbside Podcast on Twitter is at the Curbside Pod. So that's the only difference. We have a YouTube channel. These guys have been uploading some good stuff, especially quarantine curbside stuff.
Yep.
Andrew's been modifying and doing some stuff with his Evo recently. Check that out. Yep. And if y'all want to be generous and hit us up with a sponsor, hit us up at our Gmail, which is the Curbside Podcast at gmail.com. Right, Jeff?
Yep, that's it. And, this week, with everything going on right now, I do want to give a shout out to all our, healthcare workers out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the people who work at the grocery stores, do our deliveries, and take our trash.
Everyone, dude. EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, trash takers, anybody who's working right now.
Yeah, just so we could have just like, a decent normal life while we're stuck at home right now. So really just thank you to all those guys out there.
And hopefully if you are working and you are listening to the Curbside Podcast, this helps you get through 45 minutes of your day.
Yeah. And guys, if, I know we're stuck at home and we can't do much, but there's always volunteer opportunities out there at the food banks. You donate to them, and most importantly, just stay at home.
Stay home, bro.
Please stay home.
Please stay home.
You don't need to go out and take a little adventure to some other place that badly.
Seriously. Yeah. We've been home Right? Us three have been home.
That's why we're making so many videos.
Yeah, seriously. Us three have been home. If we can do it, y'all can do it too. And y'all are smarter than all of us, so
Yeah.
stay home.
Doing that, you keep our healthcare workers safe. You keep those who are much more at risk safe. And hey, the more you stay home, the quicker we might be able to get out of this together.
The quicker we can get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah.
Please.
And, guys, with that being said, let us go back to our show.
Now that we got you loose, I can hear the birds waking early to say.
We should tell them we're a little drunk.
No, we're good. I'm fine. What are you talking about?
I'm a bit drunk.
You're so lightweight for how big of a dude you are, dude.
Dude, I don't drink that much.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
like,
Big people are
bro.
fucking landfills for beer.
God damn.
Dude, there's a guy in our fraternity. He's a bigger white dude. His nickname was Landfill.
Like, I'm telling you, dude, it has to do more with the tolerance than it does. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
No,
Jeff
You
could
a
outdrink
bitch.
me right now. Nah.
Okay, let's get back to the news. The news. I've got some news.
Oh yeah, then share it.
Wow, dang, man.
yeah,
Jeez.
fucking share it, Jeffrey. What's the
Forget
fucking news?
what's with all this aggressiveness right now?
48% increase in alcohol consumption in the Bay Area. I'm a big part of that statistic.
Anyways, guys, did you guys see the new Genesis?
Nope. Don't
No,
The new Genesis G80?
no, is it good?
Look it up, man. Guys, look it up. It looks expansive.
care. It looks
Genesis. Okay, fuck. I only spelled Genesis.
It looks like a Lincoln.
I could see that, yeah.
You shared this on the Instagram earlier.
Yeah. Go follow our Instagram, guys. Anyways, it's got a 2.5 liter turbo making turbo 4
liter,
making
okay.
300 horsepower and stuff, and a 3.5 liter turbo V6 that makes 375. Anyways, that's not important, but I'm just kind of mind blown by the way it looks, because G80 is like a 5 Series competitor.
It looks like
I'm not sure if it looks like, to me, good, but for sure it looks expensive to me.
yeah, it looks
Definitely
premium.
Looks expensive.
Yeah. But it's
It looks like more expensive to me than like, a typical 5 Series or an E-Class or something.
Yeah, and I think I was just thinking about that. I feel like part of that has to do with we're used to what a 5 Series is going to look like now. So seeing this like brand new design, we're kind of like, whoa. And it's coming from Genesis.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that probably might be it. Like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, but again, to me, okay, side profile, like the windows, a little bit like Nissan Altima looking.
yeah.
The front face, a little Lincoln Continental looking.
I'm just not a big fan of that fat front grille.
I'm not either. I don't like that design.
Yeah, but somehow it kind of works, and it's better than all the huge front grills out there.
Yes, it's better than BMW's freaking
It's
kidneys.
definitely better than BMW. Yeah.
Like, to me, I don't know. Like, it just definitely, to me, it was like something that looked, it's all right, but it just definitely looks expensive.
Yeah.
In that color too, that green.
What's the pricing for it?
No idea, not announced yet. I don't think.
We don't really care about that.
But I'm guessing it's gonna kind of match its look at this point. Genesises aren't cheap anymore.
60,000.
I was guessing like 40,000, 50,000.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, also, it has a 12.3 inch 3D instrument cluster.
What is it? Three?
does that mean?
What?
I have no idea.
You have to wear glasses and shit like at the theaters?
No. It's glasses free 3D. I'm just
Okay.
not sure why that's useful.
It also sounds really distracting,
Uh-huh.
hard to use,
Uh-huh.
and
I'd go cross-eyed driving this car, dude.
it's not,
Wait till they put that transmission system in I was talking about a few episodes ago.
was that Kia or Hyundai?
It was
they're the
both.
same parent company, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, they're just coming up with dumb shit. It's like curved TVs. Why?
Well, hang on. I have a bit of news. Bounce off of Jeffrey's news to bounce off of what you just said, Andrew. And that's Hyundai's April Fool's thing. So Hyundai on their Instagram stuff, they shared a rendering of what they call the Palisade N. And this thing looks sick in that rendering. It's basically a Hyundai SUV, and N is supposed to be like the M division of Hyundai, I guess.
I like how they just picked the next letter over.
Yeah, so it's like it's not as good, so it's the next letter.
It's the Palisade N, and dude, this thing looks good. It looks like an AMG.
What?
Okay.
It looks like a Suburban.
No, dude, it looks like an AMG.
I don't know, man. It looks like a M Division Suburban.
It looks like an AMG division Suburban.
You need to get those
could do
3D
that.
glasses you were talking about and take another look at this picture. It looks like a Suburban.
Okay, but they did release 2 other renderings along with that. They did the Nexo N version,
Which is the hydrogen fuel cell one.
Is that what that is? And they
think
also
so.
did the freaking Prophecy EV concept thing. You know, the
Which is
Model 3 combo
The Taycan
with the
Model 3. Yeah,
that thing.
The Nexo looks pretty good.
The Nexo looks pretty cool. The Palisade looks The freaking Prophecy looks disgusting.
The Palisade
dude.
doesn't look dude. The
You
Palisade
think
looks,
it looks
good.
You
Dude.
think it
That looks Beverly Hills ready.
really?
Yes, it does.
You're a trip. It looks Beverly Hills ready because it's a Suburban.
No, I mean, I guess that counts.
I don't know, man. It's not chrome enough to be a Beverly Hills ready,
Okay,
dude.
fine. They'll probably have a Beverly Hills package that you can buy. But, like, it looks good, dude. Like, as far as performance SUVs go, this shit looks good.
That rear fender is so wide.
I love rear fenders, or wide rear fenders.
I don't know, man. To me, it looks like a big blue refrigerator with racing stripes.
I mean, all SUVs look boxy these days.
I mean,
Look at the X5M. Look at the GL whatever
X5M
AMG.
doesn't look that boxy.
It is so boxy. What do you mean?
It's not like
Do you even follow car
furniture
news? Are you a car guy? The X5 is so boxy.
The new one is pretty boxy.
Are you? Like,
Is it
all
really?
SUVs are boxy, dude.
Yeah, the new one is pretty boxy.
All Mercedes, BMW SUVs, they're all boxy.
When you say boxy, I'm thinking G-Wagon boxy, dude.
Okay, no, but
They
that's
just rounded
special.
the corners on the X5M. It's
Yeah,
pretty damn boxy.
they're all boxy.
It's not as boxy as the Palisade,
You
dude.
just don't like it because it's a Hyundai.
Bruh.
I say the truth,
I
man.
said I like the Nexo.
See, he
The
said he liked the
Nexo looks
Nexo.
good. I think
I
the
don't
Nexo
like
looks
the
good.
I don't like the Hyundai Suburban.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's called the Palisade N. Okay, don't forget about the N division.
Bruh, imagine if they did a Telluride. Telluride N division thing.
Wait, who makes Telluride?
Kia.
Kia.
The,
Oh, yeah.
The Palisade and the Telluride are the same exact car.
Don't
with
talk about
different body.
Telluride. You'll piss some of our listeners off.
But guys, the Prophecy though. Did you see the Prophecy?
That's the Model 3 Taycan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks the same with big wheels.
Still looks so dumb. Looks like a frog.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I think the Palisade looks better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the Palisade does look better than that. Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't mind having one.
I mean, a Palisade's not that bad. Honestly, they're the most interesting like 7-seater SUVs out there these days.
It's basically a cheaper Mercedes, whatever GL, whatever AMG 63.
I don't know about
You know
that,
what I'm
but
talking
I
about.
will say it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Andrew just does not want to talk about Korean cars.
Anyways, during this quarantine, I've had some time to watch a couple movies. A lot of movies. Literally every movie in existence.
All the movies, yeah.
All of Netflix.
Yeah.
And the other day, I actually revisited the first Fast and Furious movie. And a little bit of news related to that. Lego has released Dominic Toretto's Dodge Charger from the initial first
way?
movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of sick.
It's a replica of Dominic Toretto's badass 1970 Dodge Charger RT. And it comes with the wheelie function.
You know what? Make it better.
If it was a
If
Hellcat
it-
and it had a
if
wide
it-
body.
No. If it was an RC. No. If it was an RC. Andrew and Jeff have been going kind of hammer with the RC cars.
We're at home.
Recently?
Then, hey,
It's fun.
if we can't do big car things, let's do small car things, you know?
Exactly. You're just
They-
mad.
they-
You don't have one yet.
They have almost convinced me to go and buy my own fucking brand new RC car.
Go buy one. Anyways, back to the Lego set. It's 1,077 pieces. It's a Lego Technic kit and features a V8 with moving pistons, double wishbone suspension, and the wheelie bar.
moving pistons and double wishbone suspension.
Yep.
What do you need a double wishbone suspension on a Lego thing for? It goes over a bump, it's just gonna explode.
No, it's Lego Technic. It's a lot stronger. You know, like how they've done like the 911 GT3 RS,
Yeah.
shit like that. So it's like a real like pretty accurate kit. The suspension is for when you like just push it down and like wee wee wee.
Like, oh, check it out!
You
I've got
keep
suspension.
walking.
Doing, doing, doing.
Yeah,
dude. I was looking at pictures of this though. There's NOS tanks in the truck.
Exactly.
It's Dominic Toretto's. Yeah, Toretto.
So when can we get this toy?
It's not a toy. Don't call it a toy. Yeah, it's a model, Jeff.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
Pre-orders opened up on the 30th of March, and it's available for sale starting April 27th.
Do you know how much it is?
$100.
That's not too bad, actually.
That's not, actually for Legos. That's not too bad.
It's not too
Really
bad.
not bad at all.
Anyway, in other news, you know Lucid Air.
Yeah,
Yes.
We've talked about them before.
I love them. I mean, I have an admiration for them.
Ah, okay. But apparently, before this whole lockdown situation went into place, they got to do a long range test of their car air.
Is that what they're calling it?
They tried some air. That's good.
Is that what they're calling their car?
Yeah, no. So because the
Air.
company's called Lucid Motors, right?
Yeah.
And their car is called the Lucid Air. So
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought the company was Lucid Air.
No, the company's Lucid Motors.
Oh, shit.
Their car is called the Air.
Okay.
But yeah, they did a trip from Newmark, where they're headquartered, all the way up to San Francisco. And
You say Newark.
Yeah, that thing.
Newark, that's just north of me. It's like the neighboring city.
Very close.
Yeah.
Newark.
Newark, bro. Newark, like Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, they did something, okay? They did something where there was basically they drove 400 some odd miles one way, right?
Okay. I mean, Newark to San Francisco is like 30, but let's go.
Well, that's confusing. But anyway, they made some sort of trip, maybe down from SoCal or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't read this properly.
Maybe they did it multiple times.
But they made this trip, okay?
Uh-huh.
They took the trip, and it took them just one charge, 400 some odd miles in one charge.
Is that better than Tesla?
Tesla's highest range thingy thing is a Tesla Model S Long Range Plus, and it goes 390 miles per charge.
Oh, beat him by 10.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck them over.
So yeah, they released a video of that road trip, and yeah, you could go out and watch that. Apparently, they got that done before everything got locked down. And you know, speaking of lockdowns, I wanted to talk about some of these car companies that are doing what they can to basically help out with the situation that's going on. I just want to highlight them because I think these are really cool things that these companies are doing. Hertz, you know, the car rental company.
Yeah.
They're not doing well because ain't no one's renting cars right now. So they're losing lots of money. But, you know, at the same time, instead of letting their cars just kind of sit there, they're going to be offering free cars, basically, to the healthcare workers over in New York so they could get to work without having to take public transportation.
That's pretty good, because especially a lot of people in New York, like, they don't own cars, like, in the city.
New York is, like, one of the most affected areas in the United States right now.
It is, dude.
But anyways, speaking of automotive manufacturers helping out, Lamborghini is doing their part. They're producing surgical masks and medical shields. We mentioned a couple episodes ago that they shut their factory down for car production, and they've converted some of the departments in the production plant to produce surgical masks and medical shields for the hospital in Bologna. I want to say it's Bologna.
Well, it's pronounced Bologna in Italian, but Americans do say bologna. So you're right on that part.
Bologna, Italy.
Well, good on you, Lamborghini. We appreciate it. And there's one more I want to add to the list. This is coming from me, somebody who's been a long time not big fan of Tesla. During the shutdown, Tesla has actually decided to become manufacturers of ventilators. and to provide everyone and anyone who needs it and all the hospitals and healthcare providers with ventilators, which is, a huge part because this disease causes a lot of people with critical conditions to be on ventilators. So Tesla has actually decided to produce them and manufacture them. And as much as I don't like the company, and as much as I don't like the cars, and as much as I don't like the CEO, I think that is huge.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool. That's amazing.
It's almost like wartime right now.
It is.
Back in World War II, a lot of car companies would convert their factories to not produce their cars, but transportation for the military personnel, airplanes, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you got BMW making airplane engines again.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And right now you're seeing companies like Ford, they're working with 3M to make a respirator for the healthcare workers. They're working with another company to create masks. So is GM, so is FCA. So it's really good to see all these companies that are just really stepping up to do what they can to help during this time.
Yeah,
it really
awesome.
is.
All I have to say is I want one of those Lamborghini masks.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Dude, that'd be sick.
That's a big flex. Biggest flex of 2020.
Pull up in your Lamborghini after this shit ends with the Lamborghini mask. I'm not catching the same shit you nerds do, dude. This shit was made by Lamborghini.
If you guys haven't seen this, okay, it's on their Instagram page. They made their masks orange with a Lamborghini tag on it, which is very Lamborghini of them to do.
I'm surprised it's not made out of genuine leather or Alcantara or suede. It makes V12 noises when you breathe in and out of it.
Imagine how sick that would be, though. I would breathe all the time.
You don't do that?
No, I just I try to limit it.
Another one to add to that is Aston Martin. They're going to be repairing cars for free for these healthcare workers working over at I forgot what hospital it was, but they're going to be offering car repairs. And the CEO actually made this announcement the president actually made the announcement on Twitter, and he was saying how these are the cars that will probably let these health workers down, and we're going to be there to help them out.
Is it all cars or just Aston Martins?
That's what I was wondering, but I was like, how many healthcare workers are driving Aston Martins out there?
Hey, you'd be surprised, actually.
Doctors make good money.
Yeah, exactly, dude. My uncle, he's a ER physician up in Rochester General in New York, and he actually dealt with his second coronavirus patient recently. So shout out to him. He's their whole family's stressed out with the whole coronavirus situation. But
thank you to him though.
Yeah, dude, he's been working overtime. It's crazy. But I went to visit him one time when he was working, and I pulled up into the employee parking lot, which was pretty much doctor's parking lot. Holy shit, the amount of cars that I've seen. I go out to Rochester, New York, probably once every year or once every 2 years, and I barely see any nice cars. And I pulled up into that parking lot, fucking S-Classes, Ferraris, Range Rovers, BMWs for days. I was like, holy shit, right? And my uncle's there in his 99 white Honda Civic. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them if they're just offering it to Aston Martin, or owners who are healthcare workers.
Yeah, I mean, that seems kind of messed up, though.
Yeah, they probably won't be doing that.
No, they'll be actually offering it to, it sounds like anyone, really.
That's good.
It's just really nice to hear all these things that are happening, despite all the crap that's happening right now.
Last bit of news, not really news, just a little thing I found out today. The air suspension manufacturer AccuAir, they finally shut their doors today after weeks of essentially being out of business because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
they've shut their doors. They've been around for a long, long time. I think 30 years or something.
They shut their doors for good?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. They posted on their Instagram, which is at AccuAir, AccuAir. Oh, so they've been around for 18 years, and I guess their investors finally decided to pull the plug.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, this is rough. That's rough. I mean, this pandemic is hitting people in all sorts of places, and, it's a tough time, and we're just hoping that we could get out of it as soon as possible. And if you're out there and if it's difficult for you, we just really wish you the best right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're outside screwing around, going on like little road trips and vacations, fuck you.
Yeah. Honestly,
because you're just making it hard for the rest of everyone.
Just fucking stay at home, dude. Play some video games, like talk to your friends, dude. Like watch movies. Just fucking just stay at home, dude.
Yeah, and for those of you who are staying at home, doing that, playing Animal Crossing,
listening to the Curbside podcast,
thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
With that being said, guys, thank you again for listening to the Curbside podcast. Thanks for joining us during this difficult time. We'll be doing what we're doing as the time goes by, and just hopefully keeping you guys company and giving you guys something to laugh at during a time where nothing really seems all that funny. But if you want to find us, you can find us at thecurbsidepodcast.com, where you'll find a link to our Libsyn page that will give you a link to all the other platforms we're on: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
Yep, and you'll find us on social media at Instagram and Facebook at The Curbside Podcast, and on Twitter at Curbside Pod.
And thank you to Kid Dope for the intro and outro to our show, Fast Cars and Wild Hearts. Hope you're doing safe, Kid Dope.
Yeah. And as always, my name is Jeff.
I'm Parth.
And I'm Andrew.
Remember, wash your hands, stay indoors, drive safe, and life is too short to drive boring cars.
Stay home, guys. Watch the Curbside podcast.
Oh, yeah, we have a YouTube channel. You can watch that.
Yeah.
All right, bye.